wield his authority to violate free will. That's satanic. Oh, forced doctrine. Let's go Andrew Wilson's last stand. Homie just said I'm authoritarian if I stop him from coming and murdering my wife and children and enslaving an entire community of people. Every hierarchy should be a just hierarchy. The mechanism that God gave us humans to sort out a just hierarchy. From an unjust one is our free will to rise against an unjust hierarchy. And so it creates a system every time there's a hierarchy that people don't approve of, like the Americans going against the British like the Civil War. When there's an unjust hierarchy, abuses the people. God gave every human the duty to rebel against it. I believe in natural rights 100%.
I have no idea what the hell's going on right now.
Today
Oh, there we go.
is the beginning of the end and the start of a new beginning. Time has come to redefine yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up. Say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and unbelievers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will be free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you are the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck. 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 It's time to start doing the right thing. So trust your instinct. Stop listening to others and own your decisions. People will always tell you what to do. People have lived. So let's create space for what matters most to you. You'll be glad you did. Now start claiming your time and mental well-being by saying no more. No more. Say it loudly and proudly. In other words, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Feel like I just left. Tonight we have a debate event. This is Vince Wilson, the Vince Wilson Show versus Loodle Miss. And it is going to be really cool. It's going to be a great debate. topic is the Trump administration's use of federal law enforcement has gone too far. We're going to find out. Without further ado, here we go. We got debaters. There's Loodle Miss coming in, and we have our man Vince. As always, and I'll start the timer.
That sounds good. Let's go ahead and get started. So, has the Trump administration's use of federal law enforcement gone too far? Yes. And honestly, I don't think it's close. Before I get into specifics, though, I want to draw a line around federal resources.
and I did not in any way prepare for Orange Man Bad at all. And it was 4 of them. There were 4
If you walk out of your
them.
house in the morning, you better be prepared for Orange Man Bad. You fucking take
There
a
were
bath, you better be
4
prepared
of
for
them.
Orange Man
And
Bad.
Pisco, I had Pisco, and I had Castle, and I had the fuck is that other guy? Vigilante. And I had and Vince was there. And literally like the entire argument was sidetracked into Orange Man Bad. Like and I kept saying, why? What do you care? He's out in 2 years. He has nothing to do with any of this. Like, but Orange Man Bad. I'm like, oh, just get away, get off of me, Orange Man Bad. Whoa. It was terrible. 4. And look, my partner Glenn was, he's all right, but he was not carrying the water I needed him to carry, brother. And,
Glenn? Fuck.
Glenn just got done from the gym. He's like, man, what's going on? Oh,
yeah, right. he was still like letting them whatever cool down or whatever. And he's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. So it's me against those 4, and they're just running straight Orange Man Bad. And I'm like, no, that's not what he said. And oh yeah, he did. No, that's not what he said. Like, and oh man, it was great. It was an experience. I forgot
all about that debate, to be honest, man. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about the debate.
Did you?
I did until you mentioned. I was like, oh yeah, I did have that one.
Yeah. Well, why would you? I mean, it was not one of my finer moments, but certainly it wasn't my worst debate ever. But I was literally in the middle of it. I'm like, why are we talking about Trump? Like, what are we doing here? And they didn't, and they were like, oh no, DSA is not so bad. And I'm like, that's insane. What are you talking about? DSA is not so bad. None of you believed it. None of you. Not one of you believed that DSA is preferable to having good, clean, honest Republicans in office. Not one of you believed that. But Orange Man Bad. So Vince gets no quarter, Loodle.
No, that's okay. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie, like, and there's no excuses. Like, listen, Loodle, you did a great job. You definitely got me on the National Guard thing. I had not really prepared I had not prepared real well for that argument to come up when it was in the back of my mind. I didn't prepare for it. So kudos to you on that end. I really do.
Prepared for like the Trump IRS thing, really, because I was like, it's kind of dead, so I don't know if it's actually a thing. But no, good for you bringing it up, because like you had valid points there. And again, the DOJ, like, you did get me to admit honestly that the DOJ is a law enforcement agency. In my mind, I was thinking like Crim sign, but I did admit that. So way to hammer me on that, really.
I was really surprised that Vince went there, that the DOJ is a law enforcement agency. I mean, it is, but it's more of an administrative agency, right? Like,
Grid, walking into that was
actual DOJ cops.
To be clear, mind you, I know Loodle's, like, not know, like, in a weird way. Like, I understand you have a legal background, understand. Yeah. So I'm sitting here, I know that I'm going into landmine territory. So Loodle, something that I would recommend for you is an unsolicited advice.
No, please.
Is like, when you go into those debates, lean into your strengths, because I swear to you, if I was going into like black hole territory, I had nothing I had Letitia James and stuff like that on my notes, but like, if you would have known those cases, like Grid was saying, I'm not gonna lie, bro, you probably would have like stomped the shit out of me. I probably would have been like, you were hitting me with some legalese questions, and I was like, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know these legalese questions.
Like Letitia James, literally. I mean, Letitia James was. I mean, that was not Trump going after her out of spite. Although it should have been, because she literally ran on, I'm gonna go after Trump. I'm gonna put him in jail. She literally ran her entire platform.
I know, but why would I mention that? That kind of proves Vince's point.
No, but it doesn't though, because he waited. He was actually like, yeah, I don't know, like, should I? I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's a little weird, and but I think that he ended up kind of having to, because they were, they were still going after him even after he was elected.
Well, sure, but the
And
previous
so I think his preference would have been to not have had to go after her, but he kind of didn't really have a choice.
it was kind of like the worst shot he could have shot, though. Like, if you're gonna go after her, like, that's some weak sauce, and she could have gotten like a big fine for it, and he could have wagged his finger at her. But
yeah, but I mean, sometimes it's better to just make it a draw.
well, the whole point is that there was a legally cognizable case. They didn't make shit up entirely. There was a violation of law. So it's okay. I mean, it's not violating a thing to go after.
Yes.
Does it look like shit? Is it bad form? Is it kind of like vindictive? Yes to all the above.
It appears that way. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But and then
again, Orange Man always bad. So Orange Man always bad.
Well, to be clear, Grid, the full True Social post, it lays out the precise rationale. At least in Trump's eyes.
Trump ever has any precise rationale about anything.
I'm not on True Social.
I see what you did there. Okay, I'm on True. I'm not listening. I'm not on True Social now. No, okay. Oh no. No, look. So, no. Oh no. So look, at the end of the
signed by the Nuge. Signed by the Nuge.
Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna get canceled. So
no, exactly.
Are you gonna get thrown out of the Liberals Club for hanging out with us?
All of the subscribers are gonna unsubscribe, brother.
Listen, I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal, so no, we tolerate other opinions. Anyways, that will get me canceled from the DSA. But anyways, the very end of this True Social post, he said, Lindsay Halligan is a really good lawyer and likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times over nothing. Justice must be served now. Maybe I could have leaned into that, but that clearly shows. And then that was September 20th.
Well, that's what I remember in the press conference. It was like, hey, we don't really want to do this. We kind of have to do it. And or we look bad. And either way, they were going to look bad, but
a lot of the DOJ, there's been one, I think I just remembered, Loodle, I don't know if you remember hearing about this. There was an attorney who begged the judge, please hold me in contempt. She was I am so over.
It was in Minnesota in an immigration case in the federal court. Yep.
Yeah. And she was like, yo, I am so stretched thin. I'm I'd rather be put in a jail cell for 2 days.
Good night sleep in jail. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard about that one, Grid. It's wild.
She got fired shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah. So on another note, what do you guys think about, a few months ago, I don't know if you guys remember this, it didn't make a lot of press over here for some reason, but, the EU basically passed, the EU General Assembly, or whatever they call it, passed a law that basically says they're going to deport all illegal immigrants. And that includes the people who on expired visas that came under illegitimate refugee or whatever status. And it's been a couple of months ago. I think it's 4 months ago they did this.
Well, the issue is, right, all the constituent member states of the EU don't have to abide by an EU resolution. So if France has a specific law that's been passed, or Britain has a specific law that's been passed governing the deportation of illegal immigrants, that overrides it. And so it's great to say that, but I'm not sure what enforcement authority it's going to have in any given country.
Yeah, I mean, the EU Assembly is kind of toothless, but there's some things they can do. But my question really is
people. Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, I think the thing is that that's pretty much what the most of the laws that are being pushed to make to go after the illegal immigrants here, and the tactics are along the lines of what the EU did. Because they're basically saying that if you came here on a legit visa and it's expired, you've overstayed, whatever, they can get rid of you. Or if you're playing the visa game, where you come here on a visa, then you plead asylum, which is technically illegal. right? But there's
Right.
but you know, people have been doing it kind of like under the table deals. And so you come over here on a legit tourist or whatever student visa, whatever, and you go and then claim asylum, refugee, whatever. And you and so we have ramped up didn't revoking those visas on a massive level. We're up to, it should exceed 200,000 this month of revoked visas. That's a lot.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
want to. So I looked
Okay.
into this the EU thing. So it's not that they're necessarily going to go and round up everybody. What it is, from what I'm
It
seeing
gives them
here,
the
is
power to deport.
yeah, ish. So it says a return decision issued, and a return decision is like us saying, "Hey, you're not here legally. You need to
Right.
leave." The difference is the EU, they have a set time frame. So there's a certain time frame that you may get your business and affairs in order, and then you leave. This just tightens that time frame and says, now if a return decision, only thing that's changed is now the time frame is that you have to immediately get up on a plane and get up on out of there. So that's essentially the difference in the two.
Right.
So
and the other thing it did is it made said that all countries have to have uniform between all EU members, uniform return and deportation measures for each country, and also establish like return hubs or deportation centers in each of the countries, like ports of entry for return, essentially.
Right. And I guess my point is not that they did it. I don't really care. I'm not in the EU. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're a lost cause. But the point that I was really making is that we seem to be either they're following us or we're following them, because again, we've ramped up going after these people who have come over here on some sort of visa legitimately and then fraudulently claimed asylum or refugee status. And it seems like we've ramped up basically saying, hey, you're lying and you got to get the fuck out of here. Right. And and so it's interesting. What do you guys think about that?
What's not clear yet what category of immigrants or visa overstays will be affected by it. Like if they're proper asylees, I don't think it'll be affected by this. If you've come over in boats or whatever, I don't know if that'd be affected. Again, like if you've been there for several years, have a kid, got married, like it's very unclear how this will actually be enforceable.
I'm in.
Well, I know that.
Good.
I was gonna say, I know, I don't know about necessarily visas, but I can say like TPS status. This is something that I recently just started kind of thinking about more of, is you have a situation in which you have TPS status for, say, Haitians, mainly due, in fact, to initially started under the Obama administration with the earthquake. Trump, I think, reluctantly had to extend that because of courts. Yeah. And then the Biden administration extended. So now you've got a situation in which Haitians have now been in this country for upwards of 14 years and are now being told, hey, you're going to have to get your butt up on out of here. And, when we talk about that, with no pathway, by the way, at all, to say, hey, it's been a failure of the government to do this in a timely manner. 14 years is a long time for somebody to be here when you think about it. So, that when we talk about, going too far or things like that, that's some stuff I do think about. Now, granted, you can probably attribute that to, go ahead.
Well, I actually had expected to talk about that. I thought you were going to actually cover that. Wait, so actually I had a whole couple pages on that. It's interesting is that you can think about the moral, that sounds fucked up, and it does sound fucked up. But the Supreme Court actually issued the rules on a ruling on it recently. And the whole thing is that it should have happened earlier, but courts got in the way, even though the actual statute says the Secretary of Homeland Security's decision is not subject to any judicial review. A bunch of justices reviewed it anyway, the district court level. And then finally they're like, nope, it means no judicial review. So now it's gone. I think Haitian status expired on 1 July. And so now they have 90 days to get their shit in order, which is terrible. It should never have gotten that far. But that's what's going to happen now. And the courts ruled on it. So it's bullshit, but that's where we're at.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Not
a fan.
All right. And look, I understand there are people like that out there. More specifically, we're revoking up to 200,000 of these visas a month where they've come here under
Oh
a
yeah, yeah, yeah,
legitimate visa
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah.
and then claimed refugee status, which is
Yeah.
illegal. Like that
Yes,
is,
it's actually fraud. Yeah.
yeah, it's fraud. It's absolutely illegal to do so. Um, and but we've allowed it, right? So
Yeah.
I've talked to some people like lefties that are like, well, they came here. Who cares if they broke a process law and committed fraud? They got, now they've got a visa or a refugee status and they should just stay here because of it. And I'm like, no, they lied. So they
Well,
need
they
to,
don't have
that's
refugee
double the
status.
reason to get
They're
them fuck out of here, right?
they're
So-
parolees. So their refugee status or their asylum status is still yet to be adjudicated. They're parolees right now, waiting to be adjudicated. That's
So here's how I view this: is
Yeah, yeah.
there's to me a descriptive claim and a prescriptive claim. Obviously, the president has authority in essence to put in any kind of I believe he has a very broad authority actually over immigration.
Yeah.
And so for me, when I look at that, can he deport them? It certainly seems that way, especially given what has happened. But I think that this is where obviously the differentiation comes with me being left wing. I think that there ought to be an evaluation that's looked at it and going, okay, what led these people to come over here in the first place? How is there? I mean, again, we can talk about their criminal record, and I've heard
Sure.
conservatives make the same argument of, well, you cross the border, it's a crime. There we go. It's like, okay, hold on, let's be serious here for a minute. Let's talk about like what crimes have they committed while they've been here in the United States. And this is going back to like the Haitian thing, right? It's like I would rather see, instead of us, in my opinion, wasting taxpayer dollars, going through and kicking grandma out who has been nothing but a contributing member to society, has paid taxes, paid sales taxes, property tax, whatever other taxes she may have been paying. Maybe she's been serving her nonprofit organization within her company. All those things considered, hey, we ought to probably try to give her some kind of a pathway for her being here. With that being said, we should try to batten down the hatches where we can proactively. So we've got this issue from prior presidents. Let's put that in one bucket because it's no fault of their own that previous administrations had certain policies, whatever those policies may have been, TPS, right? But how can we fix this going forward? And that is where I think that the most rational and probably the liberal perspective comes out. Then you get into the whole DSA thing where no borders and
Yeah,
like
well,
that.
let me ask you one thing then, okay? So is this better?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, cool. So like the ones who are like visa overstays or visa fraudsters, right? Who've come here on a visa by airplane from Britain, from Saudi, from UAE, from whatever, right? And after they went to school and got a degree in petroleum sciences from Caltech or whatever, right? Now they're trying to skate the system and trying to either convert to an H-1B or claim refugee status or whatever, right? Like those people who have means and wealth in their own country, as well as are violating the visa system, like that would be a different category of people than like the Abuela who's been here for 20 years, right? For you in the liberal
well,
mindset.
okay, but and
I mean,
we
for
have
Vince's
ways of
liberal
dealing with all of them. Those are by and large, I think those are a smaller percentage of the visas that are being revoked right now. 200,000 a month sounds like that's crazy, like that's nuts. So and obviously in what I found is that those were all like various forms of visas, like student visas that had been converted to refugee status, where they had gone in and basically said, I'm fleeing whatever, right?
That's,
So, and
it's
that's
asylum
different.
status, but yeah,
Yeah,
asylum
I'm,
status. Yeah.
yeah. And so, but you know, like I have known people who have overstayed their visa as students, or J1Bs, which are people that are able to work here while they're studying. And I've known people that have overstayed their visas, and eventually it catches up with them. So it's just interesting to me, really, what the and they were all just perfectly normally. I would say that they were not criminals, right? And obviously they lived in fear basically every day of somebody finding out their status, because they didn't want to go back to China or wherever they were from. But at the same time, we have laws for a reason. So how do you reconcile, because both of you kind of said something that I think is a normal thing to say. Well, is it really a crime to come across the border? Who's hitting the mic?
I'm not.
Oh, it might be
I
me.
don't know what that is.
Hold on.
What is that?
What is it? What is it doing?
It's thump.
It's like a bass beat.
Thump. It's like a metronome.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, now it stopped.
Whatever that was.
Is that from your rap career? You're starting DJ Vince?
I guess. I don't know what it is.
Oh, it started again. It started again. Don't. Oh.
Okay, hold on.
Stopped.
That's good. He's muted again. He has to mute himself.
Oh,
that's terrible.
He's got to be
That's
Energizer Bunny banging on his microphone.
I know, right? But I mean, both of you guys have alluded to this idea of that just being here illegally in and of itself is not that big a deal, really. And what crimes have they committed here?
No, I didn't allude to that. I didn't.
Okay, well,
that.
Vince did.
Yeah.
So what are the laws worth the ink they're written in?
I mean, the laws are only worth the amount the government's willing to enforce them.
Sure.
And so many administrations had not. The status quo change of some administration trying to actually enforce the law gets people off their kilter.
Yeah, that's true. And when I was there, I had a very interesting professor once, and he said, "Do you understand what the crime rate really is?" I'm like, "Well, that's the number of crimes, whatever." He's like, "No, you're only half right. It's the amount of reported crime."
Sure.
So I just want to mention this after looking at it. It does look like you're able. By the way, I hope the sound is better. I had to.
That is way better. I don't know what.
Yeah, I use Voice Meter Banana, so it's like a internal interface. Yes. Anyways.
Oh, okay.
I tried that.
Yeah.
It didn't work for me.
It's a lot of. Yeah. So
it's back again.
It's back.
It's back.
Whatever you touched.
I touched my dad.
Don't touch that.
The big red button.
Hasn't your wife told you already? Don't touch that.
Unless you buy me dinner first.
All right. Is this better, worse? What is it? Where are we at? We're so good.
It's about the same.
It's a metronome.
Bump,
what the
bump,
hell?
Bump. It's like a 4/4 time like bump.
Anyway, while he fixes that,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just and so the crime rate is the crimes that's reported,
right?
And all the statistics are the crimes that the police have been able to or felt like actually writing a report of, right?
And that are aggregated, actually reported to the federal database. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we don't. I mean, it's a very interesting quandary, right? Because we all want, I think, laws enforced, but most of us are willing to be like, well, this law, what does it really matter if we reinforce it? Whatever, it's fine. Or like speeding. I drive 10 over every day.
Jaywalking.
Jaywalking. Everybody jaywalking. I'm not even sure that's a law in the books in some places anymore. I think that's been removed just because nobody cares.
Well, no, there was a guy, if you see Civil Rights Lawyers channel, there was a guy that he was homeless and the police were out to get him, arrested him and beat the shit out of him and tased him in New Jersey like a couple days ago for jaywalking.
Is that the
Because
guy
he
in
did
Virginia or
want it.
wherever, the civil rights attorney or whatever?
West Virginia, yeah.
Yeah. I like that
He's a
guy.
good dude. He's a good dude.
So I want to say this
sorry.
because I think the mic sounds better now. I just changed
That's
the
perfect.
setting in here to
yeah, you're
the
good.
actual microphone. All right. Anyways, so what I was trying to say is that I think that when we talk about like immigrants who are here on a visa, then
It's
apply
back.
for an asylum, is it back?
It's very quiet now, though. Forget it exists. Forget I said anything.
All right. I'll put. Maybe it's because I got my fan blowing near me.
Stop moving.
All right.
Go ahead,
no.
Vince.
So
No, it's
So-
still there. That's all right.
what the?
We don't
What
care.
have
It's
you
fine.
changed
Talk
between
over
the
it, Vince.
debate
Talk
and
over
now?
it. Talk over it. Just talk over it.
This is wild. I tried to use voice meter banana and it never did work like at all. But
Okay.
Go.
I am.
oh, there you go.
So I'm gonna put my hands up here. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Hands up. Don't shoot. You remember
Don't
the
shoot.
saying
Yeah,
from
yeah.
BLM? All right.
Yeah,
Anyways.
Mike
so-
Brown.
All right. So I didn't think about that implication. Now I feel like I'm making fun of somebody. So
It's
I think that there needs to be a pathway. Is it? I'm done. I give
it's
up.
fine. Leave it. Stop that.
All
It's
right.
not that
Listen,
good.
I'll
Not
just get
that.
my saying
I'm
now. I'll just
gonna-
get my saying now for
Say it.
crying out
Go,
loud.
go.
So look, I just think that people who are here on a visa should have that authority to be able to go in and switch it up because situations within the country that they just came from may have changed. And so in order to take them to go back to their country, it may now be a war-torn
And you're
country.
arguing for discretion, right?
Right,
The-
discretion.
the- Yeah, you're arguing for discretion. That's a reasonable
That
argument.
hap- Well, it happens already, though. At a deportation hearing, if you get deported, right, you have an ability before an Article 1 court judge to make your case and be like, hey, shit's bad in fucking, I live in Iran. That's
Uganda.
what's happening there now, right? Or whatever, right? You can make the case in front of the immigration judge for an exception. And then
So I actually know
but
of
I
a
agree with
case-
Vince on that.
Yeah, so discretion is one of the roots of law enforcement, and it's a very interesting thing to me because I actually know of a case where a guy he was from, I think he was from El Salvador, and they were having like a little war or something down there.
Oh yeah,
at the time.
it was torn apart for years and years.
And he's like, and he literally told the judge, he's like, look, you got me, I'm fine. Don't send me back to El Salvador. Send me to Mexico. Send me to wherever. Don't send me to El Salvador, because if I go to El Salvador, they're gonna kill me. Like I'm gonna end up, it's just really bad there. And I don't know. I think maybe he, I don't know what his
And that
exact
was
circumstances
the exception that Abrego Garcia got in his 2013 deportation order. Same exact
Yeah.
thing. Oh, we
Yeah.
can't, Vince. We can't hear you, Vince. Vince,
No,
you're
I
muted.
know. I
Oh,
know.
sorry.
I was talking about audience. I was trying like
Oh,
Oh.
I'm seeing it doing the thumping on my voice meter. So like I don't know what the hell is going on.
do your audience hear it?
I don't know.
Oh,
But-
okay. Who knows?
Anyways,
Yeah, hell with those guys. But yeah, no, I think that there's some discretion there. But so let me
right,
ask
cool,
you,
Mark.
Vince, because you're almost a lefty. What
don't start that.
and it started thumping.
What the hell? All right.
Right as I said, almost a lefty.
I think Grid's doing it.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing anything.
Here,
That's
I'll
funny,
switch to
though.
my microphone. I'll try to switch it or something. I'll figure out. I don't know what the hell it is.
It's not that bad.
Anyways,
It's
you
not
said.
that bad.
All right,
Yeah,
you said
so-
I'm almost
all right.
a lefty. I'll
Yeah,
mute.
you're almost a lefty. So what's your like answer for the immigration problem, really? I mean, do you just want open borders? You just want anybody to come here willy-nilly or whatever? Or do you want some immigration enforcement? What does this look like? What does the right thing to do look like to you?
Yeah, I mean, the right thing for me to do, I would like to see. I'm very like traditional in a lot of ways. So, like when we talk about abortion, I believe in a Roe v. Wade framework, the way it existed previously. Same thing I believe with immigration, right? As I think that immigration we ought to look for pathways to citizenship for those who are here. Those in the proactive sense, I do believe in having a stronger border. I do believe in having technology and maybe even funding certain border patrol agents that are at the border. I think there's something to be said about that. A lot of people, especially when I was in the conservative space, misunderstood why a border wall existed. I want to say this though. I think having gone through the thoughts, I think that the Trump administration has definitely done some weird stuff with the border wall, and also done some weird things about federal zones. So he's tried to essentially militarize certain zones on the border to allow the military to go in and effectuate arrests at the border, which I know is kind of tied to our earlier conversation.
Sure.
So what I would like to see, stronger, more money allocated to the border, more money allocated to our asylum process. I would love to see there be a process created for those who are here currently, because I do believe that about 90 to 95% of those who are here illegally, whatever that looks like, are here being contributive members to society. I do believe that they are here just trying, they came here for a reason. It's not to come here and steal the pot of gold. They're here to try to provide better for their family. And that, I didn't get to that in our debate, but I definitely did find, like in one instance where they went to Chicago and arrested people, and 50% of those people that they arrested were not even really criminal, right? Not really the 90% number. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. That's
So I think
okay.
that-
That's kind of
Go
a
ahead.
balanced take.
So here's the thing that I think. So I think that if I was to allocate funding federally to try to solve the immigration problem, the first thing I would do, I would flood a ton of money into getting a bunch of money to new immigration judges to adjudicate all the backlog of asylum, refugee cases, etc. And the thing is that of all the asylees that have been let into the country in the last 12 years, we'll say, when it actually gets before a judge, they have an 87% chance of failure in getting deported. And so, like, I think if we flood, you're fine. If we flood that first, I think a lot of the people who are here on those claims are going to go away after actually having their hearing. And at that point in time, it will alleviate a lot of the process. Those who actually have valid asylum claims can stay under that principle and apply for new status, right? But 87% are going away. But you got to get all those people from around the country before a judge, have it adjudicated, and then once that ruling is issued, hack them on their way or let them stay. That would help 85% of all the immigration that's come, not visa overstays, but other immigration that's been here.
Okay, so that was a really balanced take, Vince. I have a couple of problems with it.
Grid's unbalanced. That's the problem.
Go ahead. What you got?
That's probably true. So let me ask you, or let me just kind of give you my point of view. Then you can tell me how right I am and how you're going to change your life. So the problem is first of all, one of the things that you said right out of the gate was that we needed to pump more money into these programs when we're already pumping a lot. Like, I mean, way more, I think, than we need to. I mean, it's honestly cheaper at this point. It's almost cheaper just to deport them to like outer Mongolia. It would be cheaper to like fly them to the other side of China than to just deal with them here. I'm being a little bit tongue in cheek there, but not by much. Because we're spending a ton of money on it. I think that people are in denial about how much money we actually spend on this. And this is crazy. Loodle, pardon me.
Whatever. Loodle.
He made a point about putting some money and resources behind judges so that we could get rid of the backlog. I think that's admirable as well. But it doesn't solve my overarching problem of while I think that for the most part it can be argued that, some people come here with no ill will, and they're not bad actors. They just want an opportunity, blah, blah, blah. Great. Wonderful. However, those people are also taking the money that they make here that should stay in the communities here, that needs to be paying the taxes for the social programs that you're talking about giving them, but it doesn't stay here. It goes to other countries so that they can then bring more people here, which is the opposite of what I think most of us really truly want. I think if we're really honest with ourselves about it, is we actually don't want much more immigration to happen. I think that even basically both of you said, well, what we need to do is we need to solve the backlog of immigration problems now and stop any more people coming through just willy-nilly, and maybe make it there an easier path for people to be able to come through, maybe, but maybe not.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Well,
Well,
okay.
so Grid, here's the thing, right?
Sure.
When you're saying that, first of all, the idea that they're living here, they're paying taxes in some form, capacity or another, whether it's like local jurisdictional taxes or municipality taxes, right? Like say trash, or they're having to pay for electric or water,
Sales tax. Yeah.
sales
Well,
tax,
that's
things like
hold
that.
on. That's a wonderful sentiment. However, it's a drop in a bucket compared to the resources that they're pulling out of the system.
Well, so here's the thing, right? Is that they also pay federal taxes, but assuming
No,
that
they
were the
often
case,
don't. That's a very popular talking point that has been disproven, at least in my area, that these people are not paying Social Security taxes. They're not paying
Oh.
any of these other things. So
that's correct. They're not paying Social Security or Medicare taxes. Or
they don't
rather,
pay income tax.
Well, no. So the thing that and I have to look for it because I don't have it on hand right now, and I'll see if I can find it later and send it to you.
Sure.
But the reason why they pay income taxes is because, at least I would say prior to the Trump administration, because I remember making this argument a few years ago, so it may have changed, is that the idea is that would help bolster them when it does come time for them to actually get their citizenship. That's why they would pay the income
I've
tax.
heard that rhetoric
But you
before,
can't pay
but I've
income
never
tax if you
seen
don't
that
have a
in
social
process.
security number, though.
Yeah,
You
see,
can't
that,
pay
get
federal income tax if you don't have a social.
right.
You get an I-10, I-10, which is for that.
But the number of people who do that
They
is
have
very
to be.
low.
But they have to be applied for. Actually, no, you're right. You can. That's a process. I get it. But if you're like undocumented and being completely undocumented here, you wouldn't go on and apply for an I-10 because it would flag you to get deported.
Same thing happens if you have an expired visa. If you go in and try and pay your income taxes, then you're probably going to get arrested. So it's just
I'll see
not.
if I can-
So at any rate, yes, I've heard that talking point before, but I think it's just that. I think it's a talking point with no teeth. I think the reality is still that by and large, the average illegal immigrant, or whatever you want to call them, takes out more than they put in. And unfortunately, which honestly, I have no problem. If I'm being really honest, I honestly don't have that big a problem with somebody who comes here, makes some money, puts money into the community, and it stays here, and they're not sending money over or wherever. I actually have much less of a problem with someone like that. And just for example, I'm going to give Vince this little tiny like gift. So years ago, I said I knew somebody that, had, was here illegally, and that my wife and I knew someone that was here. This girl had been, she was here on like a J1. She was from China. She'd been here on I think a K1 educational visa. And, then got the J1, which is, I think, education work. It's like work study. Basically, you can have a job, but you can't make more than X amount, or
You can't work more than 25 hours a week. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. And so, she's working in an office as an intern and all of that. And she was going to get married and blah, blah, blah. But then her company downsized. They got rid of her. It's very difficult to get a company to go through all of the hoops that you have to go through to bring in a J1. And so, you know, after I think a month and a half or 2 months, she was here illegally. She basically was hiding out in friends' apartments and stuff. Like, it was very funny to me to watch it going on. And eventually, I think she ended up going back to China. But there was no real, you know, she was not putting, you know, she wasn't sending money back to China. She was actually, you know, when she made money, she put it back in, you know, she was putting it back in the local community and all of that. And as a matter of fact, I think her parents sent her money, especially when she was unemployed. So money was flowing into the United States because of her. And so I actually didn't have that much of a problem, right? She wasn't a drain on resources.
Sure. So, like, I think there's a
But
couple different things.
I
we
think
need to-
more normally the opposite is true.
I think there's some buckets we need to put people in, right? So I think we need to say that that actually crossing the border is a crime. The whole narrative that it's not a crime, we need to get rid of that. That's a different bucket, and going forward, it needs to be enforced as a crime. Now, what we do with past administrations not prosecuting those crimes, the people that are already here, needs to be an individual adjudication basis by an immigration court, right? The individual circumstance needs to be adjudicated by an immigration official. But I don't think we can keep going forward saying that crossing a border illegally is not a crime. We say it is a crime, it's been a crime, but we need to adjudicate that going forward on an individual basis. I don't think there's any other way forward to have rule of law and keep. Sorry, go ahead, Vince.
Yeah, I was gonna say illegal entry, which is the technical crime, is not punished. The punishment is not deportation. That's a immigration hearing situation in and of itself. The punishment is technically fines or jail time. It's not deportation. That's not the technical punishment for that particular crime. And I think that
it depends. It depends on what statute they're going under. There are 3 different statutes, right? And it depends upon how long you've been in the country before you're apprehended, how far across the border you've gotten, right? I'm gonna pull it up, but it makes a big difference as to whether or not you get mandatory detention, deportation, or jail time.
Yeah, I mean, the statute I'm looking at is 8 USC 1325. That's the specific one I'm looking at, that it just says the criminal offenses of improper entry in the United States by an alien, entry into a marriage for the purpose of evading immigration laws, and 3, establishing a commercial enterprise for the purpose of evading immigration laws. And I believe I'm trying to find it again. I thought I had the actual statute up. Here it is right here. Cornell law.
Crackodopoulos is talking about a bunch of New York stuff. I have a place in Jersey City, and I agree with all the nonsense in New York has been insane. So
yeah.
So, but no, I mean, like I said, I mean, it's interesting because to me, I just try to look at it when we're saying too, like, people are sending money for other people to come over here. I'm like, sounds like more taxpayers to come and throw more revenue in. And here's my response. And when we're talking about throwing money towards immigration, if we have money to double,
we don't have any money to spend, but still, fuck it.
That's what I'm saying. If we're doubling our defense budget, or we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars to construct Trump's ballroom or bunker, as he's now calling it, so he can justify his use of defense funds, or, you know, the millions that we can go down the entire litany of lists.
I'm sure the walls are like very, very ballistically safe.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is that, like, I remember hearing that when they first started using this argument of it's a national defense or whatever. It's because they're using I believe it's a national emergency that they're using, and they're saying it's for national defense. And I'm like, how far down?
Ballroom of the wall.
The ballroom. I'm talking about the ballroom.
Okay, yeah, fuck that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, the ballroom. And that's why I'm like, how far do we take that? Do we say that the chairs are not? And the reason they're doing that is because they need it for funding, right? So they're not saying it's for national defense because there's like, it sounds good. They're using it because they're going to try to.
I honestly, I don't really care one way or the other about the ballroom. I found it really interesting that people were like freaking out about it, but
it's more so the taxpayer funds, right? So, like, that's what I was getting at. Is like, if the idea is that we can afford the ballroom, we can afford the, you know, all these Freedom 250 events, which look into Freedom 250, American 250. It's pretty fascinating, the difference between the two. I digress.
Oh, yeah.
If we have money for all of that, we have plenty of money to try to fix our immigration in some form or capacity.
I disagree. No, that's a bad
thing is,
argument,
like, it's a
Come on,
drop,
you can
it's
do
a
better
drop
than
in the
that,
bucket
buddy.
compared.
Come on,
It's a drop
That's-
in the bucket compared to like healthcare spending. Medicare, Medicaid is like 40% of our domestic.
You know where
budget.
we should take
Like,
the
it's
money
huge.
from, Vince.
I'm not saying we need to take it away. I'm saying like that's a drop
No,
in the
but
bucket
where we
role
can
for me.
redistribute. That's the term, redistribute. You know where we can redistribute that money from?
Where?
We
Tell
can
me.
take it out of the $800 billion Department of Education budget.
Oh no, we went down law enforcement, immigration, and now we're heading down education.
Well, hey, you're the one that brought it up. You said that we're spending all of this money.
man.
The most useless
Hey.
money spent in America is with the Department of
Department
Education.
of Education is not a federal.
Why
law
don't we just
enforcement
say,
agency, I'll
listen,
tell you that
why
much.
don't we just rock, skip, and jump right on over to the IRS, okay? And the theft that they're
Oh,
committing by
yes,
taking our
yes.
tax.
Let's get rid of the
There you go.
IRS.
There you go.
Flat tax,
Lovely.
baby. Flat tax. Come on, Vince. You know you're with me on the flat tax. Come on. You know you are.
No,
No, you
that's the other one. If we have money for the January 6th slush fund, like I said,
That's just retarded.
so,
Come on. Come on. You cannot. Don't tell me you don't support a flat tax. Come on.
no, listen, I'm not a libertarian for a reason. So,
Do you like the
I-
tax
I mean,
structure
I
as
think-
it exists? Like, what would you do to improve it if you could?
what could I do to improve the tax structure the way it is? So, one of the
Yeah.
things that I would
Flat
do,
tax.
well, I would try to eliminate as many as I can in terms of deductibles that don't actually.
What the hell? Oh, you know what?
Hell,
Sorry,
I got
guys.
kicked.
I got
too.
kicked.
No, it does that. I don't know why it does that. It just like the software just randomly does
You
that.
gotta upgrade to
sometimes. I
Pro.
did not do
Yeah,
that.
upgrade to Pro Grid. Stop using the free version.
It's not. It's not the free
I'm
version.
just joking. I'm just joking.
It is not the free version, but there is something. There is something to this where it is a setting somewhere that does that shit. I just haven't found it yet.
So, here's the thing. It's 9:45 where I'm at. And
You need to go
I've
to
got-
bed.
45 where
Vince.
I'm at.
I
Oh,
gotta go to bed. I got work
It's
in the morning.
9:45 where I'm at too.
But, yeah. So,
Central time.
but I will say this. I am extremely looking forward to Nashville.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Hey,
rad.
man, yeah.
I think it's gonna be really fun.
So
I'm looking
Vince, did we
forward
tell
to-
you that we've shifted you yet again?
That's okay. Listen, I told you I care more about the event itself than anything to do with me. Like I said, it would be fun
So-
for the original person I had, of course,
Mm.
but I understand logistics and everything. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was, the opportunity came to get Dylan. Dylan's like, yeah, I'll come down. And that's going to be really good. Dylan Burns versus Enrique Tarrio is going to be a really great debate, I think.
It'll be
And-
something to see. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Me and Dylan
uh,
go back too, so it's gonna be really interesting to see Dylan as well in person. I've
cool,
never
man.
met him in person, so
I've never met him in person either. And we've got the line of debaters that we have is crazy. Like, I have tons of them. And it's just like, oh, I really want to see that guy debate. No, we don't have room for that in schedule anymore. Oh, no, you don't have room for that guy either. And so yeah, it's going to be very interesting going forward. And man, I can't wait. Spread the word through your audiences. We got to get rid of these raffle tickets, and we got to get a lot of people buying raffle tickets to.
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
We got
Yeah, well-
30 free
Yeah.
tickets.
I
Well,
got
not
a lot
free,
of a lot of people. As soon as they get paid on the first, they're gonna be hitting that up.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
There you
That's
go.
Awesome. And look, we're really we're really trying to make this like probably a ridiculous event, like stuff that is
Like wear
It's just
my
so
pimp
off the
suit, or
chain.
like how
We're-
ridiculous.
well, so like we're gonna have we're gonna split the debates. We're gonna have a guitarist come out and does like Southern rock. We're gonna give him like half an hour to an hour, so you can just
Freebird, play Freebird. He'll
Right,
fucking
of course,
kill
right?
himself.
And so but the thing is that he is from Alabama actually, and the thing is like you guys can. It's one of those things where you can just kind of like relax and everybody can just chat and talk without having to worry about, oh, my next debate, oh, who's the next debate, or anything like that. And then at the end of the night, we've got 3 comics, we have 3 comedians that are going to take the stage and close us out, and that way everybody can just kind of relax and chill out and be like, yeah, this was cool.
Awesome.
And I hope the clips are awesome. There's some other things that really gotta get nailed down.
Yeah.
My buddy Anson Knowles is I'm gonna get him to come up here and hang out with us. That's the metal food container guy.
That motherfucker, he's got some spicy words. Nah,
I'm telling you what, Anson is
funny. It's funny.
Well, Anson is, Anson's got balls of steel because he ran for political office in Alabama, and he attempted to expose corruption as he was doing it. So, that man's not afraid of waking up in a big field. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, or the padded cell.
He should look into the Trump corruption.
He should. He'll end up in the fucking Epstein Island fucking river. Face up.
Yeah,
but no, man, I'm looking. It's been,
gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. It's been
I'll see you in Nashville, man. Let's have a drink.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Well, you've got another debate coming up, right? Aren't you doing
me?
another one? No, Loodle. I
I got another one coming up. Yeah, but not against Vince. I got one.
Yeah, because I thought you told me you wanted to do another debate, or you had another debate. Wasn't it on?
I have one. Yeah, you and I have one set up for the first.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
It's not with Vince.
Yeah.
I was telling Vince I'll see him in Nashville.
No, I've got a debate right after Nashville with Dinesh D'Souza, 1v10.
Oh, big time!
That should be fun, man.
Yeah, that one's going to be interesting.
On the same side these days?
If you're going to run any legal arguments, man, hit me up. I'll help you out for real.
I may need some help on that.
I'd be happy to help you know.
I appreciate it, man. I got to start preparing now because that was also my problem too. Is I only started prepping for this debate 2 days out, and I rushed the hell out of that homework. So clearly, but anyways,
but do your homework, Vince.
I will. Let me know who I'm debating in Nashville, and I'm excited to be there, and that way I can kind of start getting my prep and everything. So
yeah, tell all your buddies, tell them bring their friends. There's going to be one of the problems I don't have compared to a bunch of other people. I don't have any problem getting lefties at all. Like everybody else complains on the right. They're, I can't get a lefty to debate me. And I'm like, well, that's because you're a disingenuous idiot.
It's probably the assless chaps, actually.
They don't want to. They don't want to debate. The thing that I found is that I can really disagree with somebody and be relatively polite to them. Although I was a little spicy with Pisco. That's okay.
Pisco was also being a little bit spicy with you.
He was being complete. He's being an ass. He was being an ass. And I was like, I don't know whether I should be an ass back because I like Vince and Castle. I like these two guys. I don't want to blow them out, but this guy, I like Pisco. I'm like, should we go hard here a little bit? It was all right. It was fun.
This fucking guy.
But I can still try to destroy your worldview and be polite about it. Okay.
Right.
I'm politely bombing you from afar. So we'll, we got, anyways, we've I have all of these lefties available. Supposedly, well, I know, Not So Erudite is coming down. Her husband's going to be debating in my event, and I think he is a righty. Or center.
I don't know.
Yeah. So you get.
I've never met the gentleman.
Yeah, you get to meet Erudite, and that'll be fun. And we've got this new guy, Carson something or the other, who's big on TikTok, who's a big righty guy, and he's going to go up against.
Oh, that should be a thing.
Yeah, he's going to.
He's only talking 60-second clips. He's like, "Oh, let me refresh." Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are y'all shitting on TikTok right now? I just want to be very clear.
That's me. Well,
no, listen, I just never made it big over there, brother. No shame in the game, man.
Loodle, go check me out on TikTok. You'll see why I'm taking great offense to what you guys are talking about with TikTok right now, sir.
All right, I
Listen.
will. I'll check you out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Taylor
yeah.
Fogarty
I'll-
got pretty big on TikTok. She's doing really
I'll
well.
I'll like and follow and message stream or whatever. My daughters all love TikTok. I don't fucking understand it.
I only have TikTok now because I had to interface with some people on TikTok, and that's like literally the only
Oh.
thing that they fucking had.
Vince
There
gonna
is
feed
a
on that.
there is a whole world out there, Grid, of lefties that are far left than I am.
Oh yeah, that is true. That's
Crazy. There's some crazy
Yes.
bastards out there.
And I'll tell you,
I'm telling you, Vince is going to come back to the right. That Vince is, you know what? Vince is just in his Trump ain't good enough phase. And as soon as he gets a little taste of an actual Democrat president, he's gonna be like,
Vince is like a Clinton Democrat, which is about the same as most Republicans nowadays.
well,
That's how I would
me-
think. Yeah.
not to sit here on too long because we're way over time for me at least.
Yeah, and Vince has to go to
I-
sleep. Damn it!
I do. I'm a lefty. I sleep early because I don't have a job and I wake up late. But no, I mean,
You hit the bread line.
I made my transition. I'll just leave it there because then it's going to sound really clip-worthy. Anyways,
All right, yeah,
I made
perfect.
my transition to the liberal side during the Biden administration because I got into debates with other people on the right. And I'd be like, I don't think this is totally bad or whatever it may have been, right? Like the
were
inflation.
you one of the
wasn't a-
ones that believed that Biden was sentient?
I think, listen, I don't think that Biden was like super all there. I'm willing to concede that. But I think that Trump is like a close second. Like he's not the most like all put together president in his second term. His first term wasn't much better, but it was certainly way better. I encourage anybody, go out
Did
there,
you
look
ever
at it,
consider he's just retarded?
or he's just old. Like there's a
He
thing.
is
We're like
old. He's like
Yeah.
80 something.
yeah, he's 80
He's
something.
like 79, I think. I think it's 79.
But
Well, who
I
knows?
made that transition to liberalism through the Biden administration because I got into debates with the righties and they were consistently trying to like ostracize me from the right-wing movement. You're not really a right-winger, you're a liberal. I'm like, okay, well, let me look into the liberal movement.
Those
I looked
guys.
into it and I said, it's really just a center-left thing
Well,
that
all right, so let me ask you
unfortunately-
something. This is an important question. Do you
Yeah.
think Donald Trump is a conservative?
Not a damn chance in hell.
yes, yes, but because I think that a lot of, so to be clear,
You're going to say
There
the
are-
overturn window has moved so
well,
far?
I think that when you look at one of the things is he's big on nationalism. Second, when you look at the fact that he wants to try to, even though he may be doing the opposite by spending taxpayer dollars on, Trump child accounts and things like that, he has typically been one to remove taxes, right? He ran on no tax on tips, things like that. Even though some of his policies may not totally align with that, his central core policy has been around reduction of taxes, super big nationalism, traditional
But
family
nationalism
values.
isn't a conservative thing per se.
Sure. But that's the thing too, is that like government programs are not uniquely left wing either, right? Like for example, if you look at things that happen under because there's an authoritarian right and then there's a libertarian right. There's an authoritarian left and there's a libertarian left. And that's where you get your communism, that's where you get your fascism, that's where you get
It'd be a great
all of it.
discussion to have sometime because
I
I
think
think that
Trump's
there's a lot of
Trump's a corporatist, really.
Right, he's a technocrat. Basically, but so I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what things really are. For example, an anarchist is the furthest right that you can possibly get. They're not lefties. Like I think it's always weird, right? Like they are ultimate freedom, ultimate independent, smallest possible government. Like that's it, right? That it just has to be that way. That's why an anarcho-capitalist is always going to be further right than me. And I'm pretty far right. But if you ask most people who just are participating in politics these days, they always get it backwards. And so I have I think it's a very interesting viewpoint because I view Donald Trump as a Democrat in the kind of Kennedy Democrat sort of way. He might even be a little further left than Kennedy was. But he was the furthest right candidate we could get. Like, we couldn't get like an actual conservative that wanted to reduce the size of government, that wanted to, you know, push down and kind of get some control away from the national government and give it back to the states. We couldn't get an actual conservative who would do that. Trump's like the next best thing.
Well, I would say that, and then we'll let Vince go to sleep. I'm looking out for you, buddy, after this. I think the only thing that Trump really believes in at all is that he really has a deep love for America, and whatever America's in his head, he really loves. Other than that, I think a lot of the other policies that, or whatever he's put out in the campaign trail, are either America filtered or a grab bag of stuff that's going to work populist wise.
Yeah,
I don't know what he actually believes deep down at all.
Very well could be.
I mean, he could believe anything. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's been great talking to you guys. Listen,
absolutely.
I'm really, really looking forward to Nashville and any other future things you might do. I'm leaning more into these IRL things. So, man, I'm really excited about it. I enjoyed DebateCon in Dallas, or not DebateCon, GridCon in Dallas.
GridCon,
there you go, man. It was awesome. Getting to see everybody. It was really cool. So, looking forward to it.
I had a great time.
Yeah, no,
I'm too, brother.
All right, guys. Y'all take care. Thank you so much for it. Great debate, Loodle, by the way. So see you guys later.
Care, brother.
You guys have a great rest of your night. I'm going to get out of here myself.
All right. Hey, Grid, talk to you soon about that. We'll work everything out, eh?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for having me on. Look forward to the first. We got that Iran debate.
Yes.
I'll go blood sports, man.
Is that a causal sequence? Can I regress to infinity? Causal sequences, all these causal chains. Can I go back forever? Because if they did, then the sequence would never begin to exist in the first place. There are two analogies that can help explain this. The first analogy is a train pulling a number boxcar. The train can never move if there wasn't an engine pulling the train. In the same way, causal sequences can never begin unless there is something that causes them to begin. The first cause. The second analogy is similar, but it uses a chandelier. If a chandelier is held up by a chain, and the chain goes on forever to infinity and never connects to a ceiling, then the chandelier would fall to the ground and nothing would be holding it up. It doesn't connect to anything, it's not grounded in anything. However, if there is a ceiling, the chain will be grounded in something and be able to be held above the ground. In a similar way, causal sequences can never go back to infinity.